Okay, so at 6 PM today, EA are going to be releasing some brand new evos, but they're going to work slightly different to the ones we currently have in the game. So as you know, when you do an evo in FC25, you have to put your player into the evo. Obviously, every single evolution has their own set requirements. As you can see on the right hand side, there's an overall pace, shooting, or whatever it might be. There's going to be a set requirement that you need to put the guy into the evo itself. Now, not only do you do that, you then have to go ahead and play a certain amount of games, do certain objectives, like some might just be assist a couple of goals, some might just be play, some might be win. You get the gist of it. And as you do the evo, your player gets upgraded until they eventually get to their final form, and you can then claim your evolution. Now with these brand new evos, they're going to work slightly different to the way that these evos work now. So as we can see, we have this tweet from EA Sports Direct Communication, basically saying, today we're releasing our first ever training camp evolutions, enabling you to passively upgrade your player items through the web and mobile companions. When you submit an eligible player for a training camp evolution, the item becomes unavailable in gameplay for a set period of time until it's upgraded. And to learn more, click here. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to go to the website, and basically I'm going to explain to you what this new evo is and how they're going to work. So it was pretty self-explanatory how they said just there. Basically, instead of it being a gameplay based evolution, you're essentially going to be submitting the card for a set period of time through the web app or the companion app on your phone or on your computer or whatever. And then once that set amount of time is done, you'll get the upgrade. But we can read a little bit more in depth into it now. So today, introducing Trainer Camp Evolutions, a passive way to upgrade. We just read all that. So basically, it's going to be the same as a regular evolution. When you submit your player, you're obviously going to need to have them have the right requirements for the evolution. So you can't just be going and putting like Team of the Year Mbappe into an evo for like a day and then he just turns into a 99 rated card. It's still going to be a card that needs to be in a certain requirement. But what happens is when you submit an eligible player for the training camp evolution, that player will be unavailable to use in gameplay for a set period of time until it's upgraded, but you can still see it in your club. So whenever you do the evolutions, instead of playing with the player, you can't play with the player, but you get the upgrade after a set period of time, which I guess is quite cool because I mean it cuts out a bunch of gameplay for certain evos, which I don't really mind. When that set amount of time passes, your evolution will have the corresponding upgrades applied once you claim it, and it can be used in gameplay once again. Some training camp evolutions may even let you do further upgrades over time, enabling you to claim multiple levels of upgrades for the submitted player item. Basically, it's just saying when you complete one level, it will automatically select the next level for you. A bit like when you do one bit, you get shooting, then you get a bit of passing, etc, etc. And we have a couple of images here. As you can see here, it just says commit player to training camp for 1 day, and then it'll have a little timer here as well, which I guess is cool because then you can see how long it's actually going to take for your evo to be done. And it looks like to distinguish which one is a timed one, there's going to be this little purple logo. And also we'll discuss in a minute, but they have confirmed as well that it does not take up one of your 2 slots that you use if you're evoing more than 1 player at a time. Because if you don't know, they recently added it so you can evo 2 players at once instead of just 1. So that isn't going to take up one of your 2 slots if you're worried about that being a problem as well. It's going to give you your own designated slot for timed themed ones. And then we can see over here as well, here's another example of the evo sort of, I guess they're just showing random stats, but it's a bunch of different upgrades and stuff. I don't know if this is a guaranteed upgrade one that we're going to be getting. So next up, they say you'll also be able to cancel the active training camp evolution if you change your mind about it, but there's note this will result in your player item not getting any unearned upgrades, and the evolution you previously put on a player item will no longer be available once a training camp evolution is active until it is complete. It can only be cancelled and there is no way to temporarily pause it. So basically, if you change your mind and you decide, oh, I actually don't want to evo this player because I used them a lot in my team, or maybe you accidentally put the wrong card in, you can go ahead and cancel it. But if you're thinking, oh yeah, I'll just do some of it and then I'll cancel it, I don't think that will let you do it. I think it will take the upgrades off. I'm not too sure, but it says any unearned upgrades. We'll have to wait and see because that could run into a whole bunch of problems of people doing like 50 evos on 1 card because they can like cancel it every time. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Training camp evolutions are intended to be a bite-sized FC experience. You can interact with them when you're not actively playing FC25. and are only available to get in the web app and mobile companions. Like I mentioned already, if you want to get access to these evos, you're going to have to use the companion app on your phone or the web app on your computer or on whatever. So make sure you guys know your EA account logins so that you can sign into your account and actually get access to these evos. However, you are able to view your training camp evolution details and claim completed levels in-game on console and PC as well. You'll also be able to view training camp evolutions in-game on console and PC prior to submit them on the companion app, which is nice because if you like anything like me, I don't really like how the companion app looks when I'm looking at evos and stuff. I like to do it all on the console, so that's a nice little addition. Collecting your upgraded player item can be done both in-game and through the companion, but note that claiming a completed level for your player item will automatically start the next level of the evolution if it is available. So that basically means that if it's like a 2 or 3 step evo, which I guess they're going to build into one evo, if that makes sense, a bit like we have levels on the console where maybe it's just like play 2 games, then you work on the next segment that gives you like a pace boost, and then the next segment might give you a shooting boost, whatever. It might work a little bit like that, but automatically start the next level after a certain amount of time when you claim it. Training camp evolutions will be introduced during Fantasy FC with smaller upgrades intended to help familiarize yourself with this new system, which they basically said they're dropping tonight. So at the time you're watching this, it's probably already out, so that part doesn't actually mean anything. We've got some frequently asked questions up next. How can I activate the training camp evolution? Basically, like I already explained, go on the web app or the companion app and it'll be there in the evolutions section. Do training camp evolutions count towards my active evo limit? As I discussed a little bit earlier on as well, no, they don't actually count towards your evolution limit for the day. So say for example you have a Bukayo Saka and a Van Nistelrooy both in your evos as active evos, you can then go ahead and do a training camp evo at the same time as doing them too, so it's not going to eat up any of your evo slots, which is really nice. I'm glad that they've done that. How long do training camp evolutions take to complete? And this is where it gets a little bit techie, because they say it can be as short as a few hours to longer than 30 days. Now I'm interested in longer than 30 days because that could mean that we're getting rid of a card for a month or over a month, and they could go from like 60 rated to literally like 90 rated, 94 rated. But by the time you get that player upgraded, are they going to be worth keeping in your squad? Are they going to be worth actually having done the evo? Because I mean, by 30 days, the power curve changes a lot in 30 days, so that's very interesting to me. Obviously a few hours, that's fine. Power curve isn't going to change in a few hours. The level of rewards received will generally align with the amount of time required to complete the training camp evolution, so longer evos may require more substantial time to earn. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you're getting a massive upgrade, like if you're getting like a 96 rated card, of course it's going to take longer than if you're upgrading a card from say 85 to 89. It just makes more sense that it would take longer. Can I use my training camp evolution in game while it's in progress? We've already established this. You can't use the card in game while it's being evoed. So if you're planning on doing any evos, make sure that you aren't using any cards that are currently in your team, especially if it's a super long evo, because you won't actually be able to use them in game until that evolution is finished. And then down here they basically are saying as well, you can actually cancel the evo if you accidentally put the wrong card in or decide you don't want to do that evo anymore. But if you are actually doing that, then it does say here you will not be able to restart the same training camp evolution slot with another player item. So you start an evo and you cancel the evo, that evo is just gone and you get no upgrade from it. So think out your choices. Don't think you can just cancel it and get a new card, because you won't be able to. Are training camp evolutions free? Similar to standard evolutions, they're basically going to be some free, some paid. The paid ones are probably going to give you a bigger boost, better play styles, stuff like that. The free ones, there's going to be some good free ones, but the majority of them are going to be mid-tier, whereas the paid ones are probably going to be more meta and stuff like that. It's just the way that EA do things. Also, you won't be able to do an evo or a training camp evo with a player that's already in progress of being evoed. So basically you can't go ahead and start an evo with a player, get halfway through that evo and then chuck them in another evo without completing the first evo. It's a little bit confusing, but once you understand it, it makes a lot of sense really. But yeah, that is literally pretty much it that they spoke about on this. So I'm super excited to see how this actually plays out. Will these evos be as good as the ones that you have to play games for? I'm not entirely sure. They aren't even released yet, so I can't really tell you right now, but hopefully this video helps clear up a little bit of confusion, because I know I was a little bit confused with it at first, and hopefully it can help you understand these brand new training camp evos. Hopefully they're good. Hopefully it's not going to be like, oh, here's a free evo but you get like 4 pace, and then here's an evo that costs 50,000 FC points but you get a 99 rated card. I hope they don't go down that route with the ones that you don't even have to play games for, because that would kind of suck. But yeah, I'm excited to see how they play out. Hopefully they're nice little upgrades and it can just bring some passive stuff to the game, I guess. I mean, for those of you that don't get to play every single day, this is going to be great for you to upgrade your team. So yeah, check out the brand new evos coming at 6 PM today. Hopefully you boys did enjoy. If this video helped you out in any way, or you just simply enjoyed it, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel and turn them notifications on, and I'll catch you boys in the next one.